Welcome back, guys, to my bare room. People were calling it in the last video Arsenal's trophy cabinet room. Very funny, guys. But we're actually ironically talking about Arsenal today. I moved like 8 months ago into a new place, and then I just haven't, because of being on and off ill, I haven't got this really dealt with. So I need to, whenever I'm better, I'm going to probably customize or do something with this room. I don't really know yet what I'm going to do. Anyways, we're going to talk about Arsenal today, guys. We're not even going to just talk about the game today. We're going to talk a little bit about the game. But we're going to talk about how this team has the potential to go down this season as one of probably the most despised teams of all time in football communities. It was crazy because today I was tweeting about Arsenal and I put this out today and I said, look, Arsenal are just incredible to watch from corners. I've truly never seen a team like this. And bro, the amount of hate I got on that tweet because people thought I was being mean. Like the Arsenal fans were... I wasn't being mean. I've never seen a team take corners like this. Apparently today, that was their 19th goal they've scored from corners this season. They're leading the Premier League with 15. I think Leeds has 14 or 13 in second, which is, good for Leeds. But guys, Arsenal, man, they're going to go this season and have the chance to do something really special. In my Premier League predictions this year, I said that they were going to get third. And I said that, however, that Arteta was going to win a trophy this season. The big talk last year was that everyone was saying Arteta out. Not everybody. Let's be realistic. Probably like 40% of people. I felt like he shouldn't go because of how much progress they had been building, even though it wasn't necessarily the style people always wanted to see. Arteta has been getting Arsenal, yes, with spending a lot of money, into such a better position to win. And I know they didn't get a trophy with him that season with City, but I was so impressed how they were going down to the wire with City. When they had to win every week, they just kept winning. And I said, look, that's the sign of something special. So last season, made progress in the Champions League. Didn't make so much progress in the Premier League. But look, let's call it how it is right now. Let's talk about the game in a minute. Guys, Arsenal is 7 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses in the Champions League. They lead the table by 6 games. Now, Bayern Munich have a game in hand. They've got 2 goals against in 24. Man, 24 in terms of not 24 total. 20 goals for, 2 against. You go to the Premier League. I think the last time I checked, they're up 7 points in the Prem. The last time they lost a game in the Premier League was December 6th versus Villa. That was a crazy game. Look, they have 2 draws in a row in the Premier League. Guys, they have 50 points in the Prem. 14 against, 40 for them this season. They lead the Premier League over City and Villa by 7 points each. I don't personally see Villa as any type of threat for the Premier League. And whatever the hell Manchester United just did to Man City the other week. Because Man City today, I watched on and off a bit of the game, like one half, I was streaming. Bro, they just, man, they're out of sorts. United was playing prime Barca against them this weekend. And now Rodri gets a red. They lose against Bodo in the Champions League. And so look, form-wise, you think about form-wise going forward. This game for Arsenal this weekend, if you don't already, they're playing Manchester United. This is going to be one of the biggest games in Arsenal's recent history for the reason that Villa, I don't think the last 2 games that I've seen them have looked great. I don't think they're going to win the league. I don't think they're contending for that. They're obviously contending for top 4. Man City is now hitting a really bad run of form. I don't know who Man City have this weekend. They're playing Wolves, so that's a good game. Considering Wolves have 16 losses from 22 to regain some confidence for City's form because they'll probably respond, I would assume, but they haven't won a game in the league in 4 games now. But this is a massive game for Arsenal. I think Arsenal with United now perking up and looking better all the way back to 5th place. I know it's close down, but look, United are looking at this game. We're playing sick. We just cooked Man City. We could beat anybody. If we win this game, we got a solid shot to go to top 4. Liverpool's playing Bournemouth. We don't know how that's necessarily going to go. We would assume it's going to be at least probably points for Liverpool. But look, this is a huge game for Arsenal. This is one of Arteta's biggest games upcoming this weekend because they win that game. I mean, you got 14, 15 games left after that one. You have a nice 7-point consistent cushion. I got to look at the schedule ahead, but I'm just saying, guys, Arsenal as well. They're leading in the EFL Cup semifinal against Chelsea. Obviously, that's got 2 legs. The other side of that is Man City, Newcastle. It looks like it'll be Man City. I think the stars are going to align. I think Man City's going to play Arsenal in the final for that. And then they're still in the is it the FA Cup? It's the FA Cup. There's a while to go in in that one with the rounds. I don't even think we have the full knockouts. But look, they have the chance to win all of these trophies. Now, I had an Arsenal fan today says, are they going to win the quadruple? No. I don't think they're going to win the quadruple, but I think Arsenal this season, my adjusted prediction is they're going to get 2 trophies. I don't know about the Champions League, but I will say that the way that Arteta has this team playing, even watching this game today, Inter Milan has not had a good run of form in the Champions League in the last few, but it's a team that's in the top 8, even with the loss today, and top 9. And it's a team that is always effective in the Champions League. And just to watch how this Arsenal team will get it done. I mean, they didn't even go out there today necessarily with their best squad. They had a lot of the important players, but I don't know, man. This team, when I see a team that's this effective all the time, and I know they get hate because, look, they convert so much off corners. They convert so much on set pieces. They got Declan Rice and Saka serving in the most perfect passes all the time. And they got these players with technical plus techers like Trossard, Gabby Jesus now, who have clearly mastered in training the art of corners. Like, they've clearly went in and actually studied it. So as much stick as these guys get, and Arsenal gets as a label of this, clearly they have hired the greatest set piece coach I've ever seen. And Arteta knows what the hell he's doing because they're getting a goal off this almost every other game, which is nuts. Okay? It's nuts. Watching this game today, Inter definitely had the chances to get another 1 or 2. It was one of those games where you look at the way that obviously, Arsenal went out there lineup-wise, and, you do see where there's some players missing for sure in that starting 11 that would benefit them defensively. But Arsenal still today, they went out, I think they double XG'd Inter as a whole. And for me, I always respect Inter in the Champions League. They're just a team that's really tough to beat. So the way they got it done today was impressive. Gabby Jesus, I mean, watching that set piece from Trossard, I'm like, dude, these guys are just a joke. And there's all these other set pieces. When you watch these Arsenal games, like the corners, there's so many they almost score. Like, that's what people don't even understand. It's not like they just get 2 corners a game and they get lucky. They literally tactically play for like 6, 7, 8 of these corners. And I'm watching once today where Summers like got his fists out and he's like fading away on the goal line. It's nuts how good this team has gotten at that. And then Gyökeres, man, I gotta say, like, I think I was sold a dream with Gyökeres. I played a 9. I'm not saying anything against him. He's not as fast as I remember him being at Sporting. I'm not just fitting into that narrative. He's not moving quick at all. But man, the guy's a lethal finisher. That finish today was excellent. It was good to see from him. Maybe the Portuguese league is just a way slower pace because he does not look like the pace that we saw him playing at the last couple of seasons. Still effective, however. Still effective. And now you got Gabby Jesus healthy, so you got so much depth on this Arsenal team. Like, for example, today, you're going out there with Eze, Zubamendi, Merino, Jesus, Saka, Trossard. I mean, Gabriel comes in off the bench. You got Gyökeres off the bench. You got Martinelli, who's been playing better off the bench. You got Declan Rice coming off the bench. You got so many options. Then you go even to the reserves of players that weren't used. You had Madueke, you had Havertz. So, look, say what you want about, it would be the worst title-winning side in a while. Look, the fact of the matter is Arsenal have gained my respect at least because they are insanely effective, man. It's been so many games now I've watched this team where they just know how to get shit done. So, look, this Arsenal United game is going to be nuts this weekend. We're definitely going to have a video on Sunday talking about this game. It's going to be at the Emirates, so, there's going to be big expectations. This is a big game, and Arsenal, to me, this season, this is their chance. This is the best fucking chance Arsenal have ever fucking had to win trophies in a year. Because I'm looking at the rest of the teams, and I'm looking at, like, the Champions League table. And just from the eye test, guys, I'm not one of those guys that gets on here in a football podcast and gets overly analytical and tells you all these stats. I'm someone that's played. I'm someone that has the eye test. Barca worry me this year because I don't trust their defense. I picked Barca to win last year, and I think they blew it against Inter. And that's the type of team that I'm worried about against Barca, a team that will just soak up the pressure and counter defensively. Madrid, they've always got the chance in the UCL. I don't care what's going on with the manager crisis. Is that helping? No. Is that helping? Helping? Did I just say helping? Is that helping? No. But regardless, Madrid with Mbappe and the players they have, I'll always give them a slight chance. I don't trust them. The only threat I can see really this season in the Champions League to actually rival Arsenal in a 2-leg format, there's only 2 teams. I think it's PSG and I think it's Bayern Munich. I think those are the only 2 teams that could probably go hand in hand with Arsenal for 2 legs. I think. And, PSG definitely have not been as good as last season, and people are quick to forget how close Arsenal was against PSG. Like, they were actually just a couple chances away, and PSG nearly played a damn perfect season last year. The flaw that PSG gets is that they didn't do well at the Club World Cup. That's what everybody wants to stick with that team from last year. It was a perfect season for them. They balled out. Bayern Munich, for me, that's another team that I think has got a shot against Arsenal. So you look at that in the Champions League. I mean, it's looking good. FA Cup, you never know with that thing, right? But, with what I have seen of teams in England, Arsenal has been superior this season, and that's why even a couple games ago when the points got close, I said, guys, relax. Arsenal's going to pull away again. City just have been so much more inconsistent the last 2-3 years. It's kind of been more in their brand. They don't have that core of the GOAT players they had for that 5-year stretch. These newer players are good, but they don't find their stride. Rodri hasn't really been the same since he's been back from injury, so I don't trust them. I just don't trust them, And then you've got the chance for Chelsea or United to make something happen against Arsenal, but man, I think you look at the league and one of these English Cups, and you got to give them a top 3, top 2 serious chance in the Champions League. I mean, betting-wise, they're going to be the favorite in the Champions League right now, I would assume. Let's see. Champions League betting odds. So, guys, my point of this video is that, first of all, Arsenal are overhated and deserve more credit. They're putting on one of the most effective seasons we've seen. It doesn't matter if you don't like their play style. They're getting shit done. But, look, in terms of Arteta and in terms of the fan base, look, man, this is your year. It's all aligned for you. You're the team that's getting the most effective results in England. You're also available to win both the other cups in England still. And then you look at the Champions League, you're the only team that's gone flawless through 7 games. And you've dominated. You've only got 2 against. Champions League moneyline future odds. Arsenal, you bet $100. You bet $100. You would receive $500 back. They're the favorite. The second favorite is Bayern Munich. You bet $100, you get $450 back. You win $550 back with your 100 down. PSG, the third favorite. You bet $100, you get $750 back. So you get $850 back. So as you guys can see, my ball knowledge is there. Didn't even look at that. The other 2 teams that I would give a chance was Bayern Munich and PSG. And look, the bookie odds, those guys, they know, right? So Bayern Munich is right there with Arsenal in the odds. Right there. But you never know, guys. Things can change. Injuries can happen. So let's not get too high on Arsenal. But they really got the chance to do everything. You look back at last year, PSG, guys, was like a fringe team. And they started cooking once we got to this time of the year. So maybe we'll wait for another team to really heat up soon. City stock is down right now. We'll see how everybody else goes. I mean, I tweeted today, I said, thank God Arsenal didn't listen to half their fan base who said Arteta out after last season, because thank God they didn't, man. Imagine they signed some other random manager and they, weren't even close to this level, right? So that's why Arsenal fans, I think the patience will pay off. The trophies are coming. I really believe that. Unbiased, I really believe that this is going to be the season. Whether I like that or not, that's another thing, because I don't love Arsenal. But like in football, if you're watching it, it's better to not have a bias. It's better to just call it how it is. Like, that's just how I feel. Well, I was going to talk about Mbappe getting a Ballon d'Or, because I think that's going to happen. I think Mbappe is going to get the Ballon d'Or this year, but we don't have to talk about that. We could talk about that in another video or something like that. But, man, Mbappe is going for it, man. I'm telling you, it's a World Cup year. This is the biggest year for Mbappe's legacy ever. Ever. If Mbappe can win the World Cup with France, who, look, they're a top 3 favorite. They've got such a sick squad. I think they're going to pull it together. I think guys like Olise and Dembele playing Ballon d'Or level play are going to really take them to another level. Is the France team going to be the same as the past? No, because they don't have that same midfield, that Pogba-Kante vibe. But I'm telling you, man, Mbappe is putting on a show this year, man. All right, I think he had another 2 or 3 goals today. I mean, the important goals. Then they just blew him out today. But he's been going crazy. And I think Mbappe is going to look like, at the end of the season, he's going to have the craziest statistical year out of anybody. I think France is going to be playing at least in the World Cup final. And I think France has got a really good chance to lift that trophy. I think he's going to get the Ballon d'Or. He always should have had it. Well, he shouldn't have probably had one yet, but he's he's the best player right now, I think, that hasn't won the Ballon d'Or that's playing. I would say the other player would probably be Neymar, but he's not been playing recently. So I think he's going to have a really good shot to win it all. Let's see. Obviously, the World Cup's going to... Arsenal fans, I don't think you're getting the Ballon d'Or. I'll say that much because, yeah, it's a World Cup year, so that's going to depend on... All right, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Arsenal's legit, man. Arsenal